Let's take a look at what is in this social studies booklet for grade 9. Now, if we just look at the covers, you'll notice that there's only one guiding question and one overarching learning outcome for this unit, as compared to the other two in the new curriculum that have two guiding questions and two overarching learning outcomes. So this booklet's a little shorter. It's 150 pages with 118 of those pages being designed for student use. So as with all of my booklets, it starts with some new vocabulary. This curriculum is completely different than the curriculum that came before. So repurposing what we had before isn't really a choice. We need some new content. We need new resources. So I have built this. It begins with reading material for the students, just like my other booklets do, and then some activities to have students work through what they've just learned and think about it. There's a lot of writing in the book, but there are other things as well. So we look at taking a position on things and then writing and synthesizing some of the learning and some of the thought. There are 10 sections in this booklet, just like there are in my other booklets, but each section's a little bit shorter. So this would be, I guess in grade 9, this will be our quickest unit to get through, but I wouldn't call it short by any stretch. There is a lot of things in this unit to be taught and learned as well. So as is the case with my others, there's the reading material, student activities, and then in the back, there's a whole bunch of pages of teacher materials, which includes answer keys, some teaching notes, grading notes, rubrics, explanations about why certain answers are correct as compared to other answers, and also some exemplars for the writing. So if we just kind of flick through, you'll see there's a number of different things that students are asked to do, including a cause and effect chain to how we got to 1982 with our statutes and our rights and those kinds of things, and carrying through the judicial system and some of those outcomes, and looking at some of the different accords that have been signed in Canada, some of our more recent history in the last 50 years, and questions on that as well, and looking at some of the War Measures Acts and asking students to think critically about these things, not for the purpose of sharing our particular political views, whatever those might be, but so that students understand how policies and how politics in Canada work. At the end of the unit, there's another listing of projects that a student could choose, or you could pick a couple of them if you want to limit the variety, or if you find one of them really speaks to your classroom and the way things played out for you. And then of course there is a practice test. This booklet has 100 questions in a similar style to what they may see on an eventual PAT included as well. So we've got lots of pages of test questions, and you're welcome to take those and put them into a Kahoot or something else if you'd like. And then of course we have our answer key that takes us through with some of the grading notes. So what a full credit answer might look like, or a partial credit. Here's an exemplar for things. And so we've got rubrics and continuity of the rubrics that they utilize kind of the same categories for all of the writing throughout, so that students start to build that capacity to being able to write and write well. There are case studies in here, there are source analyses, all of the things you would expect from a high quality resource for Alberta social studies. So I hope this takes some pressure off you with the pilot or with the deployment of the new curriculum. It's so important